Such indifference seriously reduces the weight of the beef steers during the long shipment to market. Sometimes the quality of the meat is impaired, for wherever a nail jabs into a flank, the resulting injury destroys a portion of the flesh. And there was a day when no water was given animals, and this carelessness continued despite reduced profits to the cattle raisers. But this fact was not proved until the humane societies had passed the laws which today make it necessary to unload and water cattle every 36 hours they are in transit. At first, the railroads fought the whole idea of humane treatment of animals, but now they are the staunch allies of the societies in the effort to extend these laws to protect and care for animals being shipped by truck. And our optimist the pig brings a few more pounds of ham and bacon to market because the law now says he must be well doused every so often while in transit. This is humane treatment that pays in dollars and cents. We have been even more careless with our dogs, often at great cost. In the last analysis, the cry of mad dog is not so much a reflection on the dog itself as on the cruel indifference of man. Fortunately, this indifference is decreasing. It reached its peak some 80 years ago, when this nation was too engrossed in its expansion to consider the value of care for its animals. In that welter of carelessness, one man raised his voice against these cruelties. He was Henry Bergh, who beginning 1866 created the structure upon which all humane societies have operated ever since. He introduced the horse ambulance for the removal of sick or injured animals, even before ambulances were used for humans. He exposed the unsanitary conditions and the appalling fact that diseased cows were being used as a part of New York's milk supply, and he thereby laid the foundation for many of the present sanitary safeguards. He also set up a program of education so children could be taught the care and protection of animals, and incidentally, learn something from their pets of the rudiments of loyalty and devotion. Almost simultaneously with the Bergh's founding of the American Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals in New York City, came the organization of the Massachusetts Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals in Boston, the Pennsylvania SPCA in Philadelphia, the San Francisco and Illinois societies. From these centers of energy and others, like the New Orleans Society and the Anti-Cruelty Society of Chicago, and the Animal Rescue League of Boston, which was particularly active in organizing shelters, the humane movement spread throughout the country. Presently, it became apparent that a national organization was needed. Consequently, the American Humane Association, with headquarters in Albany, New York, was organized in 1877. Its activities are numerous because there are many phases of the nationwide efforts to improve the condition of our animals. The National Humane Review is the magazine which the association publishes to integrate the work of the various societies. One of its more active committees is charged with providing assistance in both the formation and maintenance of local humane organizations. This assistance often takes the form of financial aid and is not necessarily limited to this country. When the Blitz bombings hit London, the American Humane Association sent material financial aid to the British societies caring for the animals in the devastated areas of England. Such assistance as this is in charge of the American Red Star, an organization within the American Humane Association that functions with respect to the animal kingdom in relatively the same manner as the Red Cross does to humans. During the recent Midwestern floods, the Red Star, working with the humane societies in the stricken regions, was instrumental in saving and caring for more than 12,000 animals. Since those hectic days of Henry Bergh in the late 1860s, more than 600 humane societies have been formed and are active today. And these are not only located in the large cities, they also exist in smaller communities. Size is no indication of their enthusiasm and the extent of their activities either. From this concerted strength have stemmed the many state and federal laws dealing with the care and treatment of animals, laws which are a credit to this country. But laws on statute books are of themselves just so many printed words. Enforcement and education are the implements that make them work. It is in these two fields that the humane societies of this country are paying back a part of the debt that we all owe to our animals. Today in almost every American city are to be found the public drinking troughs for animals, monuments to the life work of Henry Berg. Where there is a humane organization, such scenes as this are attesting the energy and activity of enforcement. The agents of these societies, either paid workers or volunteers, are vested with police authority. They can arrest and bring to trial any who violate the laws protecting our animals. Their efforts meet with the full cooperation of municipal and state magistrates and other law enforcement authorities. The same watchfulness protects the pets that sometimes are in need of intercession against what may be mere carelessness, but is more often indifference. This protection extends beyond the animal kingdom, for these societies cooperate closely with health authorities to eliminate possible contagion from disease-ridden waifs such as this. Communities in which there is an active humane society have the satisfaction of knowing that when death must come to the pitiful outcast, it comes in the most painless manner possible. For the stray, the lost, and the ailing, there's the gentle handling and a haven. In outlying districts, complaints against the living conditions or treatment given livestock are investigated, corrective measures decreed and enforced. But corrective measures never have the force or the permanency of education. In this field, the humane societies are exerting an increasing effort. In the public schools, instruction in the care and treatment of animals is fast becoming a part of the regular course of study. Children benefit from this education in many ways. They learn such simple things as how to pick up and hold their animal friends without hurting or getting hurt. The necessary but sometimes complicated art of bathing is demonstrated. And training in the joys and responsibilities of a private entrance are given to those with a natural desire for nocturnal meanderings. In addition to this practical knowledge, children are also obtaining a sense of responsibility and an understanding of the interdependence that exists between themselves and the animal world. Education such as this helps to awaken and foster in children justice, fair play, and kindliness. Without these principles, there can be no character worthy of citizenship. Perhaps the leaven of kindness first comes into being in such scenes as this, a kindness that will grow and presently extend to other people as well as all animals. And that is a kindness in which we seem sadly lacking when war appears to have pushed gentler emotions into the background. The war has, however, vastly extended the educational work of the humane societies. Courses in the care and handling of animals have been broadened to include adults. These classes, which are under the supervision of an experienced veterinarian, study first aid methods, the technique and preliminary care of fractures, the more complicated dressings for body injuries. This work, although stimulated by the threat of air bombing, has continued. Standardization of these courses has enabled them to be given throughout all parts of the country. This work is an extension of the activities of the animal hospitals, which are the most important and one of the most beneficial contributions of well-supported animal welfare organizations. The hospitals can further improve some of the conditions, both as to care and in medical and surgical treatment. The humane societies perform another service in which the benefits are shared alike by us humans and our animals: the restoration of lost animals. The helplessness in the eyes of this lost creature is no less urgent than its reflection in the eyes of its owner, and how quickly both vanish when the agent of the society has performed his happy task. And one little girl to whom a beloved pooch was thus returned suddenly lost her indifference and grew well and strong again for no other reason, her doctor declared, than the restoration of her four-legged friend. The instances in which the societies have been able to restore other kinds of pets to their owners are occurring continuously. And even the efficiency of one destroyer was restored by the return of a seagoing pup who, like any other sailor on shore leave, had decided to see the town. This phase of the work of the societies is greatly facilitated by the license tags. These tags do more than serve as identification for the animal whose owner has taken out this form of insurance. The income from the sale of license tags does about the same kind of service for pet owners that the gasoline tax does for motorists. And like this gasoline tax, it is not always spent by the civil authorities for the sole purpose for which it was collected, the continuation and extension of animal welfare. But the work of the humane societies is going forward and expanding, and must continue to do so, because it is based on an undeniable necessity. It is the necessity that, as hurried as we are, as preoccupied as our machine age compels us to be, we cannot, for our own sake, ignore our dependence on animals, whether they be the herds on the ranges or the quiet regiments of the great dairy establishments, the undulating flocks, or just plain Fido, whose urgent devotion is a symbol of the willingness of all animals to do the best they can for man. It is to be hoped that someday every one of us will do the best he can for our animals. For the present, the animal welfare organizations are utilizing every ounce of public support in their effort to balance the ledger of human indebtedness. But even greater contribution to the support of these organizations is not enough. Every one of us must find the satisfactory answer to this question: what am I doing in my community today to improve the condition of animals in the service of man?